one or more of these next items I'm going to mention. And you can get them in a powder or do what I do. I just take a little snip off the plant and I stick it in the blender. So this is what I use. I use some turmeric powder, okay? Or you can just use a little piece of turmeric, but if you can use the powder, you can use like 2 tablespoons and put that in the blender. You're going to use some sage, okay? Sage is a very powerful antimicrobial. Use 1 teaspoon of sage powder. Or you can just take a little clip off the sage plant, stick it in the blender. That's what I do. Then we're going to use thyme, okay? 1 teaspoon of thyme powder, or just take a little clip of the thyme plant, stick it in the blender. Then we're going to use rosemary, okay? You can use rosemary powder, 1 teaspoon, or a little snip off the rosemary plant. Stick it in the blender. Okay, and then take about 6 cloves, stick it into the blender. Clove is a very strong antiviral, very strong anti-parasite, anti-worm. It kills a lot of things. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little red radish, okay, stick that in the blender too. Radish is very, very high in sulfur compounds that are very antimicrobial. And radish is also anti-mucus, so it's going to help pull mucus out of the body. And then lastly, we're going to take half of a small onion and stick that in as well. So I'm going to blend all this up very nicely, maybe, 1 to 1.5 minutes. And then I'm going to pour everything into this mason jar, a 16-ounce mason jar. And that is my brew that I will keep in the refrigerator. And over time, it will also ferment. So it's going to actually be more powerful over time, but you can use it at any time. So during certain winter months when you don't get enough sun, during stress periods, or at the first sign of a sickness, take a shot of this, okay? It doesn't taste very good, okay? I'm going to just tell you in advance, it tastes terrible, okay? But it will kill the microbes and it won't kill the good bacteria. And then you're going to wait several hours and you're going to do another shot. Now, let's say, for example, you miss this window of opportunity to head off this infection. And now you're in it, okay? You're in this full infection. What I would recommend to do is I would recommend to drink 4 to 6 shots of this brew every single day. What that's going to do, it's going to shorten your time of infection, okay, and minimize the intensity of the infection and get you through this infection a lot faster. And the other thing I want to mention is a lot of these ingredients could just be consumed in your foods on a regular basis to keep your immune system very strong. Now, I think it's very appropriate right now for you to learn more about the immune system. And I have a very specific video on this topic. Check it out.